Hey, this is John at Agape Genesis Ministries, minister of this great gospel. I feel like this morning I'm talking to two type of people. Number one, you've been asking yourself, God, where are you? You're saying that because you have a relationship with him. You've been in fellowship. You've picked up the line and called him, and you've seen him answer. You have seen the manifestation of his hand in your life. You know what it feels like, you know what it looks like. And you found yourself in a season, and you've been saying lately, it feels like you're far from me. Then I want to talk to another group of people. You have gotten a download from God. There is this great desire in your heart. You know that you didn't put it there. You find that in your prayer time, in your dreams, in your waking moments, he's constantly talking to you about something that is way too big for your mind to even know how to go about it. Doesn't matter which group you find yourself in, there's this powerful message from Moses. And I want to tell you about it because it resonates with both groups of people. Moses, he is our first mega pastor, if you will, to use our current vernacular. You can understand what I mean when I say that. I'm simply saying that he was responsible for thousands of people at one time. Numbers, the 11th chapter, tells us that Moses is speaking to God on behalf of these people. He's managing these souls. He's doing what God told him to do. And Moses says that at one time, he's responsible for over 600,000 men. That's not even including the women and children. So Moses, this mega pastor, responsible for these million of folks, he has this conversation with God. That's why in both of these two type of groups, I'm talking to you, those of you who know what it is to be in fellowship and have a conversation with God. He has this conversation with God and he's saying, God, I have walked with you. So this is group one. I've walked with you. I know what it is, and I've seen your hand at work in my life. And then you folks in group two. Now Moses saying, but what you're asking me to go tell these people, I don't get it. God had told Moses that he's going to give these folks meat. He says, God, you're going to feed all these people? This is Numbers, the 11th chapter. If you start reading between verse 20 and all the way down through verse 23, Moses says, how are you going to feed all these people? I love verse 23. This is God's response. Numbers 11 and 23. The Bible says that the Lord said to Moses, is my hand limited? Question mark. He's saying, am I inadequate? Is my hand short? Then he continues, he says, you shall now see whether my word will come to pass for you or not. I want to encourage you today that God's hand is not short. That if you've been walking with him and now he's far away, it's because he's maturing you. See that when you first come along in Christ, it feels like all your prayers is getting answered. You have all these goosebumps. Everything is going right. And now he's maturing you. You got to know what affliction feels like. You got to know how he moves and how he uses things. And then for you in group two, God has given you something so big that your mind cannot conceptualize it, don't even know how to put it together. The jigsaw does not make sense. I want to tell you the same thing that God told Moses. You shall see now whether my word shall come to pass for you or not. God cannot lie. Thank God that he's so big that we cannot conceptualize, because if we could, we would try to control him. And see, the mere fact that he's God says that you can't. I want you now, today, whichever group you find yourself in, know that we serve a big God. He's mighty in power. His hand is way too big for him to ever not bring to pass what he said that he would do. God bless you.